Hi everybody, it's Sunday and I'm Bob. So hopefully by now you know what that means. It's time for another edition of Bob's Smokin' Sunday. And today on the program we are going to be doing coffee rubbed baby back ribs. I love ribs and I just wanted to find a new way to do it. We also love coffee in this house. My wife's from the Pacific Northwest and well, you know, there's a lot of coffee places up there. So we took some coffee, we incorporated into a little smaller version of my barbecue rub, and we've got it on some baby backs. So we're doing what's called the 2-1-1 method. And what that is the first number is the amount of hours that you're going to use on the smoker with getting smoke on your meat. So that's 2 hours that way. We're going to wrap them in foil, put a little liquid in them, and we're going to essentially braise them. It tenderizes the meat. We're going to do that for an hour, and then we're going to take it out of the foil. We're going to put it back on the smoker by itself with a special barbecue sauce that we made with coffee. We're going to do that for the last 45 minutes to an hour. So hopefully in about 4 hours, we will have some delicious baby back ribs. All right, so the first step that we are going to do for our coffee rubbed baby back ribs is we're going to make our rub. Sounds pretty simple. Just 6 ingredients in here. So the 6 ingredients are going to be 2 tablespoons of coffee, just any ground coffee will do, a tablespoon of brown sugar, a tablespoon of paprika, a tablespoon of kosher salt, 2 teaspoons of black pepper, and then we've got about 3/4 of a teaspoon of garlic. So now that we've got all of our ingredients in our bowl, we just want to whisk that together. It's going to be a nice dark brown color. We're just going to pour that into our shaker. That'll make it easier for us to get our rub onto our ribs. So there, our rub is done. Our next step is we're going to make our barbecue sauce. We've taken a saucepan and we've melted some butter in here. To that we're going to add about a teaspoon of minced garlic, and we're going to add about a 1/2 cup of diced onions. We're going to get that back onto the stove top. We're going to let those onions cook a little bit till they're slightly brown. We're going to go ahead and take that off the stove and bring it over and show you what that looks like right there. It's very nice. So now we're going to add our wet ingredients. We've got 3/4 of a cup of coffee. I am using what's called Highlander grog. It's got a real awesome flavor. I've got a 1/2 cup of ketchup, 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. We've got 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. We've got 2 tablespoons of molasses, or 1 tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce, a teaspoon of smoked paprika, a teaspoon of mustard powder. We're going to mix that all together and we're going to get that back over our stove. We're going to let it come to a boil and then we're just going to let it simmer for about 20 minutes or so. So while that's simmering, the next step is for us to get our ribs rubbed. We've got a rack of ribs here. We're going to remove the membrane from the back of the rib and kind of trim it up a little bit. Now you kind of see there's this little membrane here and it runs along the back side of the ribs. You can kind of take your knife and maybe score on a rib here, kind of get that up underneath there. Sometimes it's easy to take a paper towel. Try to move my hand out of the way so you can see. Sometimes it comes off pretty easily, but you see that right there. The other thing is this part of the rib, not a lot of meat there. So what we're going to do is we're just going to kind of trim that right there. The next step is to go ahead and get our rub on our ribs. Got a little olive oil right here in a mister, and I just kind of spritz it on there. Just kind of rub the back side. We'll do the back side first. We're gonna let it set while we get our smoker up to temp. So we've got a charcoal chimney here full of charcoal briquettes, and we're gonna go ahead and put that into our firebox here. We've got some cherry and some hickory wood on there. We're gonna go ahead and get our thermometer put on, close our lid, and let our smoker get up to temp. Once it does, we'll get the baby backs on it. We've got a nice light smoke kind of coming out of here. So we're gonna go ahead and get these ribs on the smoker. Our ribs have been on the smoker for about 2 hours. We're gonna put them meat side down on a piece of foil here. We're gonna add a little brown sugar. We're gonna add a little butter. And what that's gonna do is gonna create some extra moisture, and those ribs are going to braise in that foil. So it's been an hour that our ribs have been in the foil package, and then they have been braising. So now we are gonna go ahead and take them out of the foil. I'm gonna go ahead and put them on the grill. We're gonna sauce half of them, and we're gonna leave half of them unsauced. Ribs have come off of the smoker and they look great. Take a look at these. They look almost like they're burnt, but they're not. That's the coffee in the rub. It kind of activated with the pepper and turned it a nice, real dark color. The easiest way to cut your ribs is to flip them over so that you have the bone side up, and then you can see where the bones are. You can see where to cut between. So let's take a test bite here. All right. I wasn't sure if I was gonna like the sauce or not, but this is really good. Take a bite, it comes clean off. Has good flavor. The coffee, it really brings out the pepper in the rub. So that about wraps it up for this episode of Bob's Smokin' Sunday. If you like what you see, find us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, at Bob's Smokin' Sundays. Click like, click subscribe, and you know, good barbecue isn't that hard. It just takes a little time. So until next time, thanks for watching.